Good evening, friends. Welcome to 360DigiTMG. Today, we are going to discuss about LLM Dataset Collection. Like, what are the different data sources from which we can use, for our LLM models to generate different contents? Okay, so what are the different types of data sources? We will understand that. Okay, so let's get started into our session. So here we have a large language model is a type of artificial intelligence program that can recognize and generate text. Not even text, it can generate images, it can generate different forms. Okay, it can generate codes. Okay, so they don't directly extract the data set from like our traditional language model does. Instead, they are already it has been trained on massive pre-existing data sets, which can be a combinations of various sources, like which can be from like web scraping, which can be from Wikipedia data sets and other publicly available data sets. Okay, so you'll understand what are the different ways to gather the data sets. So here we have text and code. So we can take our text from like books, articles, and we can take our code from GitHub repositories, Kegels, and other forms of written contents. Then we have web scraping. Like LLM can be trained on data scrapped from the webs, which can include text also, which can include images, and even they can include video content. So this will allow them to learn about real world and how our language models is used in different contexts. Okay, for making for different applications. These are all different types of data sets that we can use individually also. We can make a group of all this and we can use it for our own purposes. Okay, like for text summarization, what are the different question answering and other things. Then there are public data sets. Okay, there are publicly available data sets. Many publicly available data sets are used to train the LLMs, such as Wikipedia dumps, common crawls, and various domain-specific data sets. These data sets will provide structured information that helps our LLM learn relationship between what are the different entities, okay, and what are the different concepts within the data sets. Okay. Then we have a human curated data. Some LLMs are trained on data that has been carefully curated by the humans, such as a dialogue data sets or a chatbots or a question answering data sets. Like we can take a data sets which we have taken some prompt. We as a human, we have given some prompts, and from that prompt, what has been generated. So that data sets can also be useful for creating chatbots, for question answering tasks, okay, and for virtual assistants. These types of data can help LLM learn specific tasks to improve their performances. Okay. So these are all we can use in them individually also. We can do we can make a combinations of these and we can use it for whatever the different purposes are. Okay, like we have to generate an image. For that also we can use it for generating text, for generating codes. Okay, so there are many applications of this. For that we can gather different ways for gathering our data sets. Okay, we have understand about that. After that, let's understand about the web scraping. Like our LLMs can be trained on data scrapped from the web. Okay, if we want to scrap the data from the webs, which can include text also, which can include images and even a video content. And we want this to allow them to learn about the real world and how the language is used in different contexts. Okay, so we can use the below as example where we have web scraped and downloaded the review page of British Airways. We have imported a required libraries. We have imported a beautiful soup library. We have imported a TF IDF vectorizers, and we have given one URL of this web. Okay. After that, we can scrap directly from this. We can see that there are different outcomes of these. These are the total numbers of reviews. Okay, from the page number 1, from page 2, page 3. Likewise, the total web page has been extracted, and we can see the reviews from here. Okay, so this was a web extraction from for a British Airways. Then there are some common challenges in LLM datasets. What are these challenges? So, machine learning teams face considerable challenges while curating a dataset to train AI models. Okay, so data scarcity means we have less number of data in some domains, which will be like we have some data which will be balanced, and we have some data which will be imbalanced or biased towards certain classes. So that will affect the model ability to infer appropriately. So that is one of the biggest thing. Okay, so it will give a prediction which will be misclassified because our data set only was a imbalanced data set. Okay, so this is one of the thing. This issue arises due to data scarcity. Since we don't have much data, and whatever the data we have, that is also an imbalanced data sets. Okay. After that, we have one more challenge, that is data annotations is required when fine-tuning the LLMs for downstream the task. Okay. Data annotations. Manually, we have to annotate the data when fine-tuning the LLMs for downstreaming tasks. Okay. Like whenever we are dealing with the images, we have to do the data annotations. When we will perform this, we have to do it manually. And organizations must manage the cost of hiring the large team for human laborers and factors in possible annotations error also. There might be some team members who cannot do annotation properly. So there might be, because there are human effect is there. So there might be an error associated with the annotations also. So this is one of the drawback. Okay. Or one of the challenge we can say. So machine learning team must strive to safeguard data privacy as AI models gain access to numerous amount of data. Industries that manage sensitive data such as healthcare and finance are particularly concerned about the lack of explainability and data risk that deep learning models might pose. Okay, so what we can do, we can have some data like if there is an imbalanced data set, what we can do, we can use a data augmentation techniques to balance our data sets. Okay, likewise, we can overview all these challenges to make our model good in terms of accuracy, in terms of best classifications and other things. There are popular open source data sets for LLMs like Common Crawl. We have terabytes of raw web data extracted from billions of web pages. Okay, terabytes of raw web data have been extracted from billions of web pages. It releases new data files that the crawler obtains each month. Okay, several LLM models, including GPT-3, Llama, OLama, and T5, were trained with common crawls. Then we have C4. Okay, so these are all what? These are the open source data sets which is available. Okay, so C4. C4 is also one of the corosal clean crawled corpus, which is a language model like M MPT 7 billions and T5 are pre-trained on this dataset, on this C4 dataset. Okay. Then we have star coder data. Star coder data is a programming centric data sets, which is Salesforce code generation, which is used for code gen. Okay, star coders and stable codes were trained with scar coders to enable the better program synthesis. Okay, generally these scar coders are used for generating a codes. Okay, then we have book corpus. Book corpus is turned scat data of 11,000 unpublished books, okay, unpublished books, into 985 million words data set, okay, which is used for training LLMs like Robota, we have LXNet, and we have T5. Okay, then Robota is based on a BERT model, okay, which is a variant of BERT. Then we have Roots. Roots is also trained on 1.6 TB multilingual data sets. Multilingual. Okay, it has been trained on multilingual data sets. It has multilingual in the sense we have images, we have text, we have codes here. Okay, so all together it has been trained on 1.6 TB data sets, which has curated from a text source in 59 languages. Okay, Roots uses a heavily deduplicated and filtered data from a common crawls, GitHub codes, and other crowdsourced initiatives. Okay. Then we have Pile. Pile. The Pile was instrumental in training various LLMs, including GPT, Nano, Llama, and OPT. Then we have Red Pajama. Red Pajama is an open source effort to replicate the Llama datasets. Red Pajama's transparent approach will help train MPT 7 billions and Open Llama, both. Like MPT 7 billion, as well as this is one of the pre-trained model, MPT 7 billions as well as Open Llama. Okay, Olama, we have Open Llama also. Okay. So these are the these are all the popular open source data set which is available and which has already, these are the models which are already being trained on these data sets. Okay. So what's the next? A deep learning models is used as good as the data sets it trains on. Likewise, organizations seeking to fine-tune a model for like domain-specific purposes must prioritize quality and well-annotated data set. That is very important. Okay, from where we are taking a data set and from whatever the data sets we are getting from a databases, from whatever the sources we are getting our data set, that we should do a well annotation to that, as well as there should be, our data set should not be biased towards certain classes. It should be neutral. Okay. Each and every class within the data set should have equal numbers of images if it comes to images data. Okay. And if it comes to review data or others, it should not be balanced towards certain classes. Okay. Otherwise, they will be disappointed by its inaccuracies and the model displays. Okay. So noise and anomalies in the data sets can creep into the model and spark various performance issues. So, as one shouldn't neglect the pre-processing steps. Pre-processing steps like we have data augmentation, data pre-processing, okay, that should be properly done. Okay, so that we should avoid all these imbalance thing or annotation things. We should manually annotate our data set in such a way like whatever the things are there, it should be properly tight like bounding boxes, or whatever the type of thing we are taking, like polygon, smart polygon, or bounding box. We should have whatever we want to detect. It should be a properly annotated. Okay. So these are some of the things. So this is it. So we'll understand in the from the start what we have understood from here. We'll have some quick recap of our session. So firstly, we have understood about what are the different data sets. We have understood, okay, we are today learning about the LLM datasets collection. So from here, we have understood, okay, there are different types of data sets which are available for our LLM models. Okay, and our LLM models will generate even like text. It can generate a content, whatever the content in the form. It can contain a music, audio, speech. Okay, it can contain code for us. Okay, it can generate codes for us. So for that, for all these purposes, whatever the purposes we are using and the model we are using, for that we are taking the pre-existing data sets. Okay, so what are the pre-existing data sets? We have understood. Okay, so there are different types of data sets that are available, from where we can scrap our use case. According to our use case, we can scrap that data and we can use that data sets for our own purpose, and we can use the pre-trained models and the data sets, and we can fine tune that according to our business problems. So we have understood about, like, we can take a data set from text as well as code. We have understood that we can take it from web scraping. Okay. Then we have understood that we can take it from public data sets also. Okay, which are publicly available data sets. Okay, like common crawls, we have understood Wikipedia dumps and other things. Then human curated data sets, which are used for, like, when we are giving a prompt particularly. So whatever the data sets we are purposefully giving, okay, so that data sets can also be useful. Like, we are giving a data set in the form of PDF, CSV file, or whatever the files we are giving the data sets. It can be useful for making a chatbots or question answering. So that is also one thing. According to our business problem, according to our purpose, we can use which form. Like, we can take either a single form of the data set, or we can take a combinations of this together to generate our content, whatever the content we want to generate. Then we have understood, okay, there are web scraping. We can use our LLM models and we can use it for generating our contents. So we have extracted by using this URL, we have extracted, this is a British Airways dataset URL. From this URL, we have extracted all the pages from here, and this dataset includes our reviews. What are the different reviews people are giving for this airlines? Okay. So these are all the web scraping from all the pages. It has extracted from here. Okay. So for that, what we have used Beautiful Soup. We have used regex regularization, regex model, and other things. Okay. Then we have common challenges. What are the different common challenges in LLM datasets? So the common challenges, we have understood that there are the common challenges including this are, first is our data sets, data set scarcity. Okay, we have a data set which is of less number. Okay, means we have limited number of data. Okay, limited source of data, or we have a data which is biased towards certain class. So it is an imbalanced data set. Okay, that is one of the challenge. And second challenge, we have understood that a data annotations, which is required for fine tuning our LLM according to our business problem. So it includes human labors or human powers, human laborers. Okay, so it can affect the accuracy. It can have errors also. Annotations errors can also be possible. So for that, we have understood, okay, this part should be properly done. Okay, then we have understood about the most popular or open source data sets for LLM. We have understood about the common crawl. We have understood C4, star coder data. book corpus, roots, the pile, and red pajamas. So these are all the open source data sets. Okay. Apart from this, also there are different data sets available. You can search for that. Then we have understood, okay, these are all the possibilities, these are all the ways like which is lagging in terms of accuracies and other things. So what we can do, we have to first balance our data sets. We should focus mostly on our, we should prioritize mostly on our uh, quality and well annotated data sets. We should focus mostly on that. Otherwise, it will be a disappointed in terms of inaccuracies. There will be false positive more and other things. And then there is noise and anomalies in the data sets that can creep into the models and scarp various performance issues as well. Okay. And we should do some like pre-processing techniques before directly using a model building. So pre-processing data augmentation techniques are important, like for imbalanced data set as well as for like pre-processing is also important as well before building our model. So this is it guys for today. Thank you for joining. We'll meet you in the next lecture with a new topic. Thank you once again. Bye-bye.